Hey everybody, welcome back to 101 Guitar Lessons. My name is Lorne, and today's lesson is going to talk about how to strengthen your fingers, because a lot of the time when you learn how to play the guitar, it can be really tough. Your fingers don't have the coordination or especially the strength necessary to press down on those notes or those chords. So what we want to do is strengthen those fingers by giving you just a few of the best exercises to get started, okay? So let's get right into it. The first exercise right off the bat is going to be a great exercise for coordination between your right and your left hand, okay? Now, you want to make sure that you're using one finger per fret on this exercise. So we're going to be down here all the way down to the beginning of the neck. Your first finger is going to play the notes on the first fret. Your second finger is going to play the notes on the second fret. Your third finger is going to play the notes on the third fret. And your fourth finger is going to play the notes, guess where? On the fourth fret, that's right. So it's going to be nice and simple on every string. Right now we're going to start on the sixth string only. With our right hand, or our picking hand if you're playing the other way. With your picking hand, you want to make sure that you're using alternate picking. What is alternate picking? It just means that you're strumming down, up, down, up. No down, down, or up, up in a row, or just down strokes. I think that's a mistake. I think you should start with alternate picking. Think of it like walking. When you're walking left, right, left, right, left. Very rarely would you walk left, 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 right, right, just randomly. You'll fall flat on your face. It's kind of the same thing on the guitar. It's much more efficient to use alternate picking, so let's get started with that right away. Let's jump into the exercise and take a closer look. So here we are on the guitar. We want to make sure that our first finger is going to play the fret anywhere from the midway point to about the bar of the fret itself without actually being on top of it. Because if you're on top of it, you get a bit of a buzzing sound. So you want to be right before it. And that's a nice clear sound, okay? So the other thing that you want to pay attention is that your thumb is going to be around where your second finger is behind the neck, not hanging over top. Your grip isn't going to be, holding the neck like a baseball bat or a hockey stick. Your finger's going to be back here, and you're going to have some space in between your hand and the guitar itself. All right, back to it. First finger on the first fret, you're going to play that with a down stroke with your right hand. Okay, that's going to look like this. Down. Second finger, second fret, you're going to play that with an upstroke. That'll look like this. Up. So far we have down, up. All right, so down on the 1, up on the 2, down on the 3, up on the 4. Notice that my fingers are curved the whole time. They're not straight or collapsing like this. We don't want that to happen. So keep them nice and curved. The other thing I want you to focus on is holding the note for an extended period of time. So think of this kind of like working out in the gym. If you're lifting weights and you're just plowing through it like this, you're not really getting much work done. You're not giving your muscles time under tension, or really the time they need to get stronger. Same thing with the fingers right now. This isn't a matter of how you're going to play. You're not going to play by squeezing the heck out of everything all the time. But right now, I want you to focus on that squeeze. So really hold each note for a good 2 seconds. A solid 2 seconds. What beginners tend to do when I've taught is, it sounds very choppy and quick. I want the opposite of that. I want you to hold on to each note. So the first note on the first fret with a downstroke, 1 and 2 and. Then second note on the second fret, 1 and 2 and. Third note on the third fret, 1 and 2 and. And you don't have to say it out loud like this, but okay, so that it sounds nice and clear. You're holding each note for a sustained length of time. Now, once you've got that down on the 1 string, I want you to move to the next string. So go to the 5th string and do the same thing. Down on the 1, up on the 2, down on the 3, up on the 4. Down on the 1, up on the 2, down on the 3, up on the 4. And we're moving across all 6 strings to do this now. So I'm going to speed up. I don't want you to speed up, but I'm going to play through the rest of the examples pretty quickly so that it just doesn't take too long on the video. But I want you to go nice and slow, okay? So once you get to that point when you're going all the way through, and eventually you will build up the speed and the coordination to be able to just plow through it, but that's not the point here. Go steady and slow and really squeeze the heck out of each note. That is a pinch between your thumb and your finger. So once you get to that point, I want you to go backwards and descend like you would as if it was a scale. So you're going from the highest note on each string to the lowest. So 4, 3, 2, 1, and I want you to alternate pick as well. You can start with an upstroke or a downstroke. It doesn't matter, whatever you're comfortable with. Again, hold it for 2 seconds, 2 and 1 and 2, but I'm going to play through it pretty quickly just so that we get done, and you can get your hands on the guitar and get started. So that is exercise number 1 to strengthen your fingers. Squeeze the heck out of each note. Make sure that the placement is correct, so you're kind of at the midway point to close to hugging the fret without actually being on top of it. And you get that nice and clear sound. Make sure that your fingers are curved the whole time and not collapsing, because what I see a lot of students, especially in the beginning, is they tend to collapse the knuckles in their fingers, and that's kind of like walking around with your knees totally straight, like Frankenstein or something. It just doesn't work out well. So let's take a close look at what I'm talking about. Keep your fingers nice and curved while you're playing through. All right, not collapsed like this, like straight. Sometimes they'll sort of flip-flop back and forth. Okay, make sure that they're nice and curved. All right, so that was exercise number 1. The other exercise I want you to do, again, involves all 4 fingers. I want you to play 1 finger per fret, just like we did before, but you're gonna be on a different string. So the first finger, let's take a closer look. The first finger is gonna be on the 6th string, 1st fret. The second finger is gonna be on the 5th string, 2nd fret. Your third finger is going to be on the 4th string, 3rd fret. And the 4th finger is going to be here on the 3rd string, 4th fret. Okay, so it's not necessarily anything musical that we're listening to right now. This is a finger exercise, and we're doing it to get our fingers nice and strong. We're holding that shape as it is, all fingers down at the same time, not like before where one was down, the other one was up, then down, then up. These are all going to be down at the same time. So put them all down. Okay, and squeeze all 4 at the same time. And with your right hand, you can alternate pick each string, which is a different feeling than alternate picking on 1 string by itself. So you're playing down on the 6, up on the 5, down on the 4, up on the 3. All right, and you can go back and forth on that. And that's working on 2 things: the strength with your right hand and the coordination. The strength with your picking hand and the coordination with your strumming hand. Okay, there we go. I'm getting all confused with rights and lefts. The rights and lefts don't matter. Fretting, picking, easy to remember. So do that for a little while. Just hold it there. A great way to practice this is just, when you're watching a video on YouTube or on television or listening to something, because the sound itself will drive you kind of crazy. But make sure that all the notes stay sustained and strong. Then move it over 1 fret or 1 string each. So you're now in the 5th, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd. Maybe do it 3 or 4 times. Do it 5 times through. All right, and then move on to the other string grouping, which is 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so I'd say maybe do it 3 to 5 times all the way through, and that make sure that the notes are nice and sustained the whole time, and that'll really help improve your finger strength. Now, if you're having a tough time with that, if you're really having a tough time getting that stretch happening where if one finger's hovering over each fret, move it up the neck. You can try doing it here, starting at let's start at, let's say, the 7th fret. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can play the 4-finger exercise. We'll call it the spider exercise. Up here, and the spacing, you'll notice, is a lot wider here, and it's shorter. It's more closer together up here, so it might be a bit easier for you. And the same with this exercise. So that, whoops, take your time with it. Keep trying to rush through. And then on to the next string set and on to the next string set. So those are 2 great exercises to get you started with finger strength. The next one I want you to do is to go the opposite way, because when you're playing chords, a lot of the time your fingers are this way, not this way. So it's good to get used to holding them in different positions. So we're doing the same kind of exercise here, but you've switched the order around. So your 4th finger is going to be on the 6th string. Your 3rd finger is going to be on the 5th string. Your 2nd finger is going to be on the 4th string, and your 1st finger is going to be on the 3rd string. Again, 1 finger per fret, that doesn't change. So it would look and sound like this. Make sure that your fingers are nice and curved. All right, now if you feel your fingers collapsing a bit, that's okay. Slow down. Again, I'm speeding through these exercises just to get through them, but it's important that you take your time with it. And then once you're comfortable with that, you go ahead and do the next lesson, the next group of strings. next exercise, which is the next group of strings. And this happens to be actually the shape of a major 7 chord, so it sounds fairly pleasant to the ear compared to a lot of the other exercises that we've been doing. All right, so those are 3 great exercises. Again, you can move that up higher on the neck if it's too difficult to get that stretch. The other thing that I want to work on is taking that first exercise to the next level. So how do we do that? That spider exercise that we did, if that gets easy, what I want you to do is hold on to each note and only move the finger that's playing the next note. I'll show you a close-up as to what that looks like. So rather than 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're lifting up your fingers, make sure that your hand isn't jumping around, okay? Your fingers are staying nice and stretched. You want to make sure that as you play each note, notice now all my fingers are staying down. Whereas before it wasn't, it didn't have to, but now they're all gonna stay down, and as you go, you're only moving the finger that plays the next, I'm moving all of them now just so you can see, but it looks like this. And you're gonna hear the notes ringing out into each other. That's okay. You want that bleed right now because that means that your fingers are keeping the pressure on until they have to move, and you're developing finger independence that way. So those are some awesome exercises to get you started in building up strength in your fingers and coordination with your right and left hand, or your fretting and picking hand, and that should go a long way. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. I'm happy to answer them. Thank you so much for taking the time to go through these videos and these exercises. I hope it helps you. Remember, take the time to please press that like button and share and subscribe, because every little bit helps. All your support really means a lot. Thank you so much. I'm happy to put out this content for you, and I hope it helps you along your guitar journey. Remember, guitar is not a destination. It is a journey, so enjoy the journey. Have a good time. I'll see you guys on the next lesson. Bye.